Welcome back to just downright terrifying news. Welcome back to the comic stand with Spider-Man and TheMrDarkPhoenix. This week I will be telling you guys how an apocalypse movie can work, seeing as how it's confirmed, and I'm afraid, but we're just not going to talk about that anymore. So this is basically my list of how an apocalypse movie can work. I mentioned a little bit in the first video, so we can just jump right into this one right here. The Day of Reckoning is coming, but are our mutants ready for it? Days of Future Past seems like it's going to be a direct lead into this movie. So, however this movie operates and however it ends is basically going to be the backbone of Apocalypse. We know they're going to a temple. We know he's going to be awakened prematurely, but that's pretty much it. Everybody keeps clamoring and wondering about Age of Apocalypse, but with Marvel making Age of Ultron in 2015, would it be technically smart to make a movie called Age of Apocalypse a year after? Conflicting titles don't mean good for business, so other movie titles they can use: X-Men Rise of Apocalypse, X-Men Dawn of Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse Now. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing out random things right now, but it seems like Age of Apocalypse is probably not going to be the storyline or the title they'll use, seeing as how with the confirmation of the X-Force movie, they may use that. Age of Apocalypse can be used for both those franchises, but that's another video in itself. So we're just going to move on from that. Sins of the Future and Fall of the Mutants could be the premiere storyline for this movie, and why not? They're both really great storylines, introduce a lot of great characters, a lot of great stuff. Apocalypse didn't either one of those, so it's a great choice in my opinion. Have these small storylines introduce his character, only to bring him back later in a possible full-on Age of Apocalypse storyline, rather than just making it big right off the bat. Take your time, and then we'll see how it goes from there. 'Cause honestly, they have to do this right. You know, it's kind of like the big guy Thanos behind me. You know, you lead up to him, not you don't just show him right off the bat. You make us want more, and you have to lead up into him. So, I feel like that's something that should do. This movie will be the rise and the fall of a future king. With whatever breadcrumbs First Class leaves, he will be awakened, and then we'll be in trouble. So that's pretty much the basis behind that. We're screwed, because Apocalypse is coming. We're going to wake him up too early, and this stuff's going to happen. While time traveling, since they've been seen at a temple, like I mentioned already, things are going to go downhill from that temple. End of story. They're going to wake him up or something. Having Mr. Sinister as a prime person in this movie is an understatement, and with that comes his plans to overthrow him. So hopefully that would mean the return of Jean Grey and Scott, since he technically used their DNA to birth somebody that would overthrow Apocalypse, and that gives birth to guess who? Cable, and he finally gets his movie debut. Cable's first on-screen appearance, meaning Cable and Bishop can be on the screen together, hopefully, fighting this main evil, since they are the time-traveling mutants. Cable and Bishop can be together, and I'm pretty sure that guy will agree to be Bishop again, because to have him in one movie makes no sense. So, right off the bat from there, Cable and Bishop against fighting with the X-Men to help fight Apocalypse. Already awesome. I'm already on board for this anyway. Cable's done his own time traveling and has to make sure things go smoothly so that he would initially be the star of the movie of sorts, and he would be our hero from a different time, from a different world, but basically the movie would probably mostly be about him, since he's the reason why he got awakened in the first place. But basically moving on from now, who the Horsemen should be, basically Apocalypse's Horsemen go into famine, pestilence, war, and death. Those are his basic 4 horsemen, and there have been a lot of characters that have been the Horsemen already. So basically I'm just going to go through who I think the Horsemen should be right now. Famine could be Roderick Campbell, since I'm pretty sure they can't use Autumn, because Autumn was an anorexic chick, and I'm pretty sure they don't want to use that in a movie. But either way, Roderick Campbell would be a really cool choice. He's half cyborg, he's got a really cool stick, he's got all kinds of cool powers, and I think he'd be better for an action-based movie versus Autumn, who was, you know, I'm granted she's the poisonous one, but I feel like they would do better using Roderick instead of Autumn in this. So that's my pick for Famine. War, if they don't use Autumn, say they picked Roderick Campbell as Famine. We got that. For War, in my opinion, it seems like Deathbird seems fitting, since we would need a woman on the team, And I'm pretty sure we can't use Hulk, unfortunately. So, girl power. Let's use Deathbird. And if not, Gazer can gallop in on his mechanical steed and be a total badass. But my vote goes for Deathbird, or it can go for Gazer. Whichever one of those two. Pestilence can be Plague if they don't go with Deathbird for more girl power reasons. And for the first horseman they basically have to defeat has to probably be Plague. Because why not? And if not, they can go with that, or they can go with Caliban. Basically, or that. But Plague has a horse also, so why not use that? Why not have two horsemen that have horses? Because it makes sense. But Apocalypse probably give them something anyway, so it doesn't make sense. Death is obviously Angel / Archangel. There's no any way to go about that. It's way too early to use Gambit, and way too early to use Wolverine, so this is our first introduction. Archangel all the way. That's it. Angel plays a bigger role in this movie, so if Ben Foster can't come back, I'm voting for Ben Foster. I would like to see him come back, only to have him as Angel, but then have to have him pull a 360 and be a complete, total badass psychopath as Death. But if anything, if he can't come back, then I would like to see either Ryan Gosling play Angel / Archangel, or Chord Overstreet play Angel / Archangel. And that would be really cool because I feel like they can really do it. The only thing is being Angel is the easy part. Just being Archangel is where you really have to let go and understand that he is a horseman of death. So he is automatically not the best person to be around. He is complete evil. He's death. He brings about death. So in that, whoever plays him needs to understand that. You know, pick up some comic books, pick up some Apocalypse, pick up some Archangels, and just leave it at that. But it's more than one to play Angel as the nice calm person, but to pull a 360 and be two different people needs to be portrayed, because Archangel's my favorite horseman. And our final battle, since to add in for, you know, awesome fight scene reasons, our final decided horsemen do battle to find the leader amongst them, and adding an awesome fight scene would be great between all four of our horsemen. It would probably be between Death and War, and Death would automatically take it because he's Archangel, and why not? But to see either Deathbird or Archangel, or Gazer and Archangel fight would be really cool, because I would love to see that. And in the long run, with all this speculation, with everything that goes above, this would without a doubt be one of the better movies of the X-Men franchise. I don't want to say anything else until I know more, but those are just my theories, stuff they can pick out from. Tell me what you guys thought. I'll give you a big thumbs up if you agree with anything that I've said. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Comic Stand, and me and Spider-Man will catch you guys next week. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and always remember to geek out and enjoy your lives, and stay tuned for more of the Comic Stand.